Hey everybody's Buzz. Here's your instant reaction. Three things: FC Dallas versus Real Salt Lake. Really nice to get Paxton Pomykal back. 435 days out. That's incredible. You can see in 10 minutes how great it is to have his passing in there. So terrific. All right, number one, man of the match, Anderson Julio. Look, the guy's work rate is just phenomenal, but the individual effort on the goal that he had, where he just ran by their collective whole defense and muscled his way in there and scored, is a fantastic goal. Well, the way Dallas is playing these days, really the only way they're going to be scoring is like these over the top or individual one guy running kind of moments. This is what they got. So great by him to score a goal, and pretty solid game from him overall. Number two, that's because it's a really strange nine-less formation. I mean, I know it's supposed to be this 4-3-1-2, like where you have two forwards, but Camino and Julio are both wingers, so they play like wingers, and then you end up with Lucho Acosta in the middle as the nines, sort of, kind of not really. So like you're playing without a nine basically. So it's a bizarre formation. As a consequence, Dallas only has 7 shots. Look, I know it's not necessarily about the volume of shots, right? It's about scoring opportunities. But if you're only getting 7 shots, you're only going to have 2 shots on target out of that, and that's just not really good enough to win games. That's not good enough. That formation is not going to work as it is. Certainly, maybe there's some long-term tactical plan there with who he's playing or whatever, but a nine-less shape didn't pay off in this one really. All right, number 3, Lawless Abubakar, however, at right back was certainly an interesting thing. I mean, he did a really nice job defensively. For the most part, all I can think of is like when you give up 5 goals in your previous MLS game, maybe defense really matters. And so maybe you try a really defensive player in that spot. Now, as a consequence, Dallas couldn't build up on the right, and they can't through the middle. We knew that all the time. They were left with only the Nolan Norris left side to build through, and that, of course, meant that RSL could key that side and then shut them down completely. Dallas is left with only vertical play to these 2 wings up top and no 9. So it all combines to create what you saw. So none of these things are disconnected. They're all connected. They all go together in matters. But let's watch that right back spot. If this maybe wasn't rest, Moore had half a game off during the week. This might have been just like, you got to be better at defense. So Ramiro can play there. Paxton's coming back. Let's watch that right back spot, see what happens there. All right, that's just your reaction. 3 things. FC Dallas at Real Salt Lake, not at, versus Real Salt Lake. We'll talk again soon.